Hi everyone, welcome back to Aurora Styling. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to sew a stylish vintage shirt for men from scratch. This is a beginner-friendly step-by-step guide, so even if you're just learning how to sew, you'll be able to follow along easily. Let's get started. For this tutorial, I'll be using this vintage fabric, about 1.5 yards. Fold it into 2. We'll be using the back of the fabric. For the button allowance, we'll be measuring 5 inches from the edge of our folded fabric. If this were a regular button shirt, we'd leave 2 inches for the button. But since this is a vintage shirt, we'll use 5 inches. Fold your fabric in by 5 inches. Fold it inwards and pin it down. You can iron this to make the crease more visible before pinning it. Next, measure the length of the shirt. Mine will be 30 inches. Then add 1 inch for sewing allowance, making it 31 inches. Draw a straight line. Now for the shoulder. We are using a shoulder length of 19 inches. Divide the shoulder length by 2, that gives me 9.5 inches. Then add ½ inch allowance, making it 10 inches. From the top, measure 3 inches to lower the shoulder line. Now we'll draw the armhole depth. To get that, divide the chest circumference by 6 and then add 1.5 inch. The chest measurement for this shirt is 46 inches. 46 divided by 6 is 7.7 inches, plus 1.5 inches equals 9.2 inches. You can round it up to 9.25. So, for the arm depth, we'll use 9.25 inches. Then use a ruler to join the center fold to the shoulder slope. Draw a straight line from the arm depth to the center fold of your fabric, creating our chest line. Next, for the chest measurement. We divide the chest circumference by 4. I'm working with a chest measurement of 46 inches. 46 divided by 4 is 11.5. Then I added 1 inch sewing allowance. Then I measured the shoulder slope to the center front and took that measurement down to the chest line. This will help create the armhole curve. Now, We'll take the chest measurement and the 1-inch allowance down to the bottom of the shirt. Draw a straight line from the shoulder slope to meet that point on the chest line. Once that's done, draw a straight line connecting the sewing allowance at the chest line to the bottom of the shirt. Now mark the center of your armhole depth. That's the middle point between your shoulder slope and chest line. From that center point, mark 0.5 inches inward. Now connect the last point on your chest line to the center of your armhole depth, then to the shoulder slope using a curved ruler. Then cut out your shirt following the lines you've drawn. This is your front piece. Fold another piece of fabric into two. Place the front piece on top, still leaving the extra 5 inches for the button panel. Pin the shoulder slope of the front piece to the folded fabric, then cut the fabric along the shoulder slope of the front piece. Unpin the pieces and pull the front piece down by 1.5 inches. Make a small cut at the edge of the shoulder. Then fold that space over by 1 inch to meet the shoulder slope of the front piece. Pin it down and cut out the back piece using the front as a guide. On the armhole of the front piece, I cut 0.5 inches inward from the back piece. You can follow the same method used earlier by marking the center of the shoulder slope to the chest line, then going 0.5 inches inward and using a curved ruler to connect the chest line to that point, and then to the tip of the shoulder slope. For the neck, I'll measure 4 inches deep and 1.5 inches wide. Use a curved ruler to connect these points. Then cut out the curve only on the front piece. Put your pieces aside. Now for the sleeves. Fold your fabric into two. Deepen your fabric by 5 inches at the edge. That's where the sleeve curve will stop. Measure your sleeve length. Mine will be 8 inches. Then I measured 2.5 inches from that point for hemming allowance. The sleeve circumference I'm working with is 17 inches. Divide that by 2, you'll get 8.5. Then add 1-inch sewing allowance. Draw a straight line upward from the allowance point and a straight line to connect the points. Draw a straight line from the top point to the center fold. Measure and mark the center of that line. On one side of the center, mark 1 inch upward, and on the other side, 1 inch downward. Use those marks to draw the sleeve curve. Take your front and back piece. Measure the armhole curve. Mine is 12.5 inches. Use that to trace the sleeve curve and mark 12.5 inches. Cut the bottom of the sleeve in a straight line. At the length of the sleeve, fold the hemming allowance over. Fold it where the sleeve length is marked and pin it down. Now, mark the sleeve circumference divided by 2. Mine is 17. 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. Then add 1 inch allowance. Connect the edge of the sleeve to the allowance mark. At the center of the sleeve, notch it a little. This helps you find the center when attaching it. Cut out the sleeve. Fold another fabric into 2 for the second sleeve. Place the first sleeve on top. Unpin the allowances and use it as a guide to cut the second sleeve. Don't forget to notch the middle. Now our sleeves are done. To cut the back facing, fold a fabric into 2. Measure 8 inches from the bottom and add 1 inch sewing allowance, that's 9 inches. Place the folded back piece on this fabric. Pin in place. And cut the same shape. Fold the bottom of the facing in by 1 inch and pin it down. You can iron it if you prefer. On the 5-inch fold of the front piece, notch the top and bottom. Take out one side of the front piece. On the 5-inch fold, measure 4.5 inches and adjust the fold, then pin in place. Since the neck shape got distorted, just trim to fit properly. To join the shirt, place the back piece flat with the right side down. Place the front piece on it. Right side facing up, wrong sides touching the back piece. Open the extra 5-inch fold on the front. We're not stitching that part yet. Align the shoulders and stitch them together. Do the same to the other front piece. Attach the back facing, place the right side of the facing on the right side of the shirt. Align the shoulders and stitch just after the previous seam to seal it neatly. Flip the facing to the back. and sew the bottom of the facing to the back piece. Pin it down for easy sewing. This is how the shirt should look now. Measure your armhole to confirm it matches your sleeve. Mark the center of the neckline and measure from that point to the end of the shoulder. We're working with a 19-inch shoulder. 19 divided by 2 is 9.5 plus 0.5 equals 10 inches. Measure out 10 inches from the center. The front and back armholes are now the same, but the front should be 0.5 inches deeper than the back. So, find the center of your armhole, mark 0.5 inches inward, then use a curved ruler to connect the points and cut just the front piece. Repeat for the other side. For the collar, hold the center of the front and back neckline while folded to measure the neckline. My neck circumference is 18 inches. 18 divided by 2 is 9, plus 0.5 equals 9.5 inches. Trim the front neckline slightly to get your neck measurement. Use your tape to double-check the neck. Mine is 9.5 inches. Hemming the sleeves. At the tip of the allowance, bend the edge in by 0.5 inches and stitch. Repeat for the other sleeve. Attaching the sleeves. At the notched center, match it with the shoulder seam and stitch along the curve by 0.5 inches. Pin first for accuracy and repeat for the other sleeve. Cutting the collar. Fold the fabric in half twice, then fold it in half again. To get the length of the collar, minus 1 inch from the neck circumference and divide your answer by 2. I'm working with 18 inches neck circumference. 18 minus 1 is 17. 17 divided by 2 is 8.5 inches. Add half-inch sewing allowance that makes it 9 inches. Measure 2 inches width. Then 3.5 inches at the center. Connect the points with a curved line and cut the collar shape. To finish the shirt, fold the bottom edge in and stitch. Join the sleeves and shirt sides together. Overlock before sewing, if you prefer. Sewing the collar. Stitch along the edges with the wrong side facing out. Trim excess and turn to the right side. Join the two pieces together by stitching. Fold the collar in two and notch the center. Do same to the neckline. Align both centers and stitch. For the extra allowance, fold it over and stitch it to the neck starting from the notched point. Pin it down to make it easy to stitch. At the edge, fold it in before stitching it to the neck. Do same to the other side. Pin the bottom of the allowance to the bottom of the shirt. Fold the edge of the allowance in and pin it all through. Now stitch along the pined line. Do same to the other side. I later added some extra embroidery to collar and button allowance. I measured 4 inches down on both sides for the button allowance before marking the buttonhole points. I measured 3.5 inches all through the allowance to place the button and buttonholes. And that's it. Your vintage men's shirt is ready. I hope this tutorial was easy to follow and helpful for your sewing journey. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Aurora Styling. See you in the next video. Happy sewing!